Hey, it's Eric from School of Guitar Theory. This is a tutorial on how to play Zombie by the Cranberries in standard tuning. In this video, we're going to talk about the main chord progression, the guitar melody and solo, and then after learning the song, we're going to focus on some technique to make the solo sound cleaner as well as easier to play using double stops. If you're looking for a video to practice with, I have a playthrough video with tabs, and you can find that linked in the description below. I like to start my lessons with a little practical music theory, and today we'll be touching on the basics of drone harmonies, which are a type of chord used in Zombie to give the song its haunting feeling when it's being played. If you're not interested in learning the theory, you can always skip ahead using the timestamps in the description and go straight into learning the song. Let's get to it. In Zombie, we hear these chords being played. These aren't really typical chords, although they're similar to chords like E minor and D and G and C, but they're really using what we call drone harmonies. And drone harmonies are just notes that stay the same as we move from chord to chord. So for example, all of the chords in Zombie share this open B and open E string. Notice how those two notes ring out through every single chord in this chord progression. You hear how all those chords have those two notes in common? And in fact, drone harmonies use what we call common tones. And all a common tone is a note that's shared between two different chords. So another example of a common tone between two chords would be C major and G major. Both of those chords have this open G string in common. So we'll play a C. There's that G string. Let's play a G. And there's that G string again. Another example from a song that uses common tones would be Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie, which is one of my favorite songs. So our common tone in this case is 3rd fret on our B string. That's a D, that's the name of that note. So as we play through these chords, listen to that D ringing out and droning all the way through this chord progression. These drone harmonies and common tones create this common thread in the music that can also be translated to the story of the song as well. There's usually a feeling of flowing from one chord to another, from one section to another. Now in contrast, a song like White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane doesn't use any common tones between their chords, and it has a really different effect. Take a listen to this. Not having any common tones in these chords creates a feeling of tension, and the chord changes feel more abrupt and more sudden. When you compare that to the chord progression from Zombie again, listen to the difference. The common tones in the drone harmonies create this kind of persistent and haunting effect, and it ultimately gives songs a feeling of emotional weight. Now, Dolores O'Riordan, the lead singer from the Cranberries, once said that Zombie was both a plea and a prayer, because Zombie was written in response to a bombing that killed 2 children. It was a plea to end the cycle of violence that had been happening in that part of the world for decades, and a prayer for all the people that they'd lost. The YouTube channel 12 Tone has a really great video on this topic, and I really suggest that you check that out if you want some more context. Let's get into the lesson. I'll start by showing you the 4 chords used to play Zombie, and then we'll take those 4 chords and put them through the 2 strumming patterns that are used throughout the song. From there, I'll walk you through the guitar melody, which will then play together, and then I'll walk you through the guitar solo, which will also play together all the way through. The 4 chords in Zombie start with an E minor chord. The E minor chord is the open E string, 2nd fret on A, 2nd fret on D, and then open G, B, and E. It sounds like this. Our next chord is a C major 7. C major 7 is voiced 3rd fret on A, 2nd fret on D, and then everything else is open. We're going to skip this E string though. From there, we go to a G6 chord. We take this C shape and move both of those fingers up one string toward the ceiling. So it's 3rd fret on E, 2nd fret on A. Everything else is an open string. Let's play it and hear what it sounds like. From there, we go to a D over F sharp, and that D over F sharp chord is the 2nd fret on our E string and the 2nd fret on our G string. And it sounds like this. Nice. Now you can always go through and practice those chord voicings individually because these are not standard chords really except for that E minor chord. So take your time, get comfortable with them, and I think you'll find that they really lie under the fingers quite nicely. Let's get into our strumming patterns now. Our first strumming pattern is only used in the introduction to the song, and it's played with kind of a clean guitar tone. It goes like this. The strumming pattern for that is down, 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 up, down, down. That's for our E minor chord. We change to our C major 7. It's the same pattern. Down, 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 up, down, down. Over to our G6. Down, 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 up, down, down. And finally, our D over F sharp. Down, 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 up, down, down. And that's the whole strumming pattern. Put together, it sounds like this. Our second strumming pattern, which is used throughout most of the song, is just 8 down strums in a row. So each chord gets 8 downstrokes. It looks like this. For our E minor chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change to C7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change to G6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And change to D over F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You put that all together at speed and it sounds like this. Ready, go. Now let's get into the guitar melody. I'll walk you through it step by step, and then we'll play through it together. We're going to start at the 7th fret. By the way, I've switched to a distorted tone, so if you want to make any adjustments on your end, feel free. 7th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret on E, back to 7th fret on E. From there we go down to the 3rd fret on E, up to 5th fret, now down to the 2nd fret on E, up to the 3rd fret, back to 2nd. Now we're going to play 3rd fret on the B string right next door. Play that twice, and then open B. All together it sounds like this. All right, let's get into the solo now. The solo starts with a variation on the melody that we just learned. So the solo is going to start again at the 7th fret on the E string. We're going to play that note 4 times. Up to 8, down to 5, back up to 7. That's our first phrase. Now we play the same phrase again. We play 7, 8, 5, 7. Repeat that 7 3 more times. 7, 8, 5, 7, 7 3 more times again, and then 7, 8, 5, 7. So we have this little phrase that repeats basically 4 times. From there, we go into these double stops, 2 notes at the same time. We're going to now play a set of 7s, a pair of 7s on our E and our B string. Play that 3 times. Repeat it again, up to 8, to 5, to 7. Play that 7 3 more times. 7, 8, 5, 7. 7 happens 3 more times. 7, 8. 5, 7. Hold that 7 out for 2 counts. Then we go from 7 to 5. Repeat 5 up to 7. Good. Now we're going to play 3 10s really quickly. 10 to 12. Repeat 12. Down to 10. 3 10s. 10, 12. 12, 10. Repeat those 10s again. Down to 10 to 7. Repeat 7. Hold that 7 out. 7 down to 5. Twice. Back to 7. 7, 8. 5, 7. 7 3 times. 7, 8. 5, 7. 7, 8. 5, 7. 7, 5. 5, 5. 5, 7. Now that we've played through the entire solo together slowly and kind of learned those notes, let's actually play through the whole thing at kind of a medium speed, just like the song. 1, 2, 3. And that's the whole solo. Moving on to some technique. This part of the solo uses what are called double stops. And double stops is really just a term to describe 2 notes or 2 strings being played at the same time, often with 1 finger. Another example of double stops could be Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. Double stops require a clean sound and good hand position, which comes from good form. How you use your finger on the fretboard and where you place your finger and thumb on the neck impact your form and the sound that you make on your guitar. First, let's look at the finger playing the double stop. We want to keep the finger slightly curved and not straight or hyperextended. This prevents unnecessary wear and tear on your joints and helps you to avoid injury and keep you playing for years to come. The second thing to look at is where is our finger in relation to the fret that we're playing. Now, if our finger is directly over the fret, notice that the sound can be a little bit short, staccato, kind of muted sounding. Now, what happens if we move our finger way back away from the fret that we're trying to play? It's a little bit better, but it's still pretty fuzzy sounding. The notes aren't really coming out clearly. Now, my suggestion is to bring the finger just behind the fret, and that gives you the most leverage on that fret with your finger without having to push too hard. This is what that sounds like. Nice and clean. Now, finally, let's look at the other side of the neck where our thumb lives. Now, we want to keep our thumb as much as possible behind our fingers as we're playing these double stops rather than off to one side or the other. This lets us use the big muscle in our thumb to help squeeze the strings rather than just using the smaller muscles in the fingers to press into the strings and the fretboard. These 3 things build good, healthy habits that allow you to play even more advanced songs than Zombie more easily. But it helps with double stops too. So to recap, the trick to getting clean sounding double stops are in 3 things: keeping your fingers slightly curved, just behind the fret you're playing, and also checking the position of your thumb. In closing, we discussed the common tones used in drone harmonies, the main chord progression, the melody, and the solo, and we worked on our technique with double stops. If you enjoyed this video, it really helps out the channel if you hit the like button. We post a new song tutorial and playthrough that you can practice with every week. If there's a song you want to learn, let me know in the comments. If you want to improve your playing, we also post routines for you to practice with every single day, as well as bonus content from time to time. If you'd like to get notified every time we post a new video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.